Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
Well, hello.
What up? What's up?
It is Monday, girl.
It is, and I'm tired already.
Me
and the
too.
week just started.
I know. And then it just kind of just goes so quick. So I've had an interesting week. I was down in Baker County.
Baker County. Oh, that's Albany, right?
Well, no, it's like outside of Albany. Albany is Daughtry County.
Daughtry?
No, Daughtry, like
Daughtry.
like a Daughtry County. But
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But at any rate, I was down there, and then I went and I told Henry, I did a live. I said, Henry, you so far in the country that when we drive in the car, I swear I see slaves hanging from the trees. You know?
I saw that live. I was like, if you don't leave Henry E. Williams alone, the Henry E. Williams alone, you're going to leave my friend alone. And we want to thank him for sponsoring our show. So thank you, Henry E. Williams. I always got your back. I'm not going to let Brenda bully you.
You know what?
She over there trying to fool with that phone. I swear. I think. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it should be an age limit on cell phones?
You know what? You so low down.
I'm
See,
just.
so
I
low
mean,
down.
you guys that are listening, y'all chime in and let me know.
No, it don't need to be an age limit on no telephone. The all of a sudden calling number, which this is a great show today, is 478-250-1444. And you know what? Before we get into our hot topic, because it really is a hot topic, it's a little controversial kind of topic, a little bit of political topic. But tell me about these new Mother Day soaps and stuff you got out there, because you got these baskets and things. And I just thought, before we get into that, we need to talk about buy soap.
Yes, listen, I'm super excited. This is going to actually be my first time doing this with the store, so I'm going to do an exclusive collection specifically for Mother's Day. It's exclusive. You will only be able to get it during Mother's Day sale. And once we're sold out, we're sold out. So it's actually going to be a collection of 6 new soaps that I've never done before. And you'll only be able to get it during the Mother's Day sale and in that collection. So if you don't get it, you just, and you can only buy it as a collection. You can't buy this one, or that one. You have to buy all 6, but it's going to come beautifully boxed, it's going to be a beautiful presentation. So perfect for a gift and for Mother's Day. And here's a kicker. It's going to have a matching body mousse, what you like for your feet and your hair.
I love it.
It's going to have a matching one for each one of the soaps. So it'll have 6 body mousses as well.
Well, let me just say that for people who have dry skin, and I do, my feet are just really, really dry. And I love the body mousse. I love it. And I take it and put it on my feet, and it's really, really soft. And so I love her products. Emily, one other question, which you've never really talked about. Do you have an online store? Because some of our listeners are not in the Macon area. Some of our listeners are far out. And I kind of want to know whether or not they can order from you. Do you ship?
We do. We actually have an online store. Now, I will say this. Our online store consists of our stock fragrances or our stock items, which we keeps. There's 6. There's 6 of them that we keep stocked all year long. Same fragrance. You can get it any time of the year. All of those items are stocked on our website. Now, our specialty items, like something similar to what I'm doing for Mother's Day, that's exclusive, so it's only available in store. But most of people that can't order online or can't get to the store, they will inbox me. I'll arrange shipping. We also deliver within the Middle Georgia area.
Do.
So we will actually deliver the product to you, or we will ship it to wherever you want it to go. So if you want any of our specialty or exclusive items, we can also ship those. They're just not available on the website.
Well, I'm putting it out there. because y'all know Taquan is gonna be on the side of the road.
Keisha and them gonna be on the side of the road selling them baskets that they don't fill with stuff from Dollar Tree and Dollar General and Family Dollar. And hey, I ain't knocking nobody's hustle, but come on, guys, you know.
And then they have like a big stuffed bear in it.
Yes, Lord.
And then they have some rose stuff in it, you know. I'm like,
I'm gonna get you one for your birthday. Happy birthday, Brenda.
That is just so funny.
With a teddy bear, and I'm gonna have him put on a little shirt that say Henry.
I got a joke for that, but you told me not to be mean to Henry.
No, do not be mean to Henry. Henry, we love you, okay? The Attorney E. Henry E. Williams.
I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of call in today now.
I don't know. This is one of them topics that people don't really want to talk about.
They don't want to talk about.
But it's an important topic.
It is an important topic. You know, I ran for school board. Y'all may not have known it, but I ran for school board in Laws.
I remember that was a couple of years ago. That was right before the pandemic, wasn't it?
No, but you know, Ella Carter beat me.
Well, you know, Ella Carter, she
Ella Carter, you know, I went up against Ella Carter and the St.
You know,
John
you
suits.
wasn't gonna win that now. Not up against old Miss Ella Carter.
I went up against Ella Carter and St. John suit. Because you know, and she's a sweet lady. But
I love her. Yeah,
she is. I just felt like at the time the school system had hired Dr. Delamont. That's why I say some people ain't gonna like this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing the math, and the math didn't add up right to me.
What you mean?
I'm like, look like we missing some money, you know, as far as, you know, the way the money was being spent. I didn't know really what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just, you know, I like numbers and stuff like that. And it just didn't look right. You know, little children around here. Now, some say, oh, the little children here needed to learn Mandarin Chinese. I said, honey, these children around here can barely write, you know, like, I mean, like really like barely form alphabets and things like that.
Well, you know, I was partial to Dalaman just because I was welcoming something new. Something new to the students, offering them something new. I liked the idea of the year-round schooling. I liked the idea of the Mandarin Chinese. I liked a lot of his ideas simply because what they were doing before just wasn't working. And why not bring it in? Why not push us towards the forefront? We are literally, I think, one of the lower school systems in the entire state of Georgia. So, I mean, you got somebody that's coming in with fresh new ideas. You know, I can't speak on any of the legal matters in terms of whether he finagled money or whatever the case may be, which obviously it's rumored or allegedly, you know.
No, it ain't allegedly, it ain't rumored. They you know,
but he had good ideas before all of the fraudulent activities happened. He had some great ideas, but I feel like they just ran him out of town.
Well, they should have ran him out. And
okay,
you know,
why is that?
And let me just say this: I have a good friend, and I'm crazy about him. The account of that Ron Collier, and this is why I kind of fell out with some of the folk here making, because I'm like, you know what? Why y'all gonna run all up on Delamon? And allow him to run over another black man, Ron Collier. He took and put him in the basement because Ron wouldn't write that check. He shouldn't have written that check. He is accountable to the taxpayers of Macon Bibb. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, it was like, well, you know, just get rid of Ron. Just take Ron and put him out. And a lot of folk around here, I ain't calling no names, but y'all know who y'all usual suspects. Oh, we just love Delamon. Rook. But it was like, forget this other black man that literally, you know, had to sue to get his job back and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I say that to say this. I'm so tired of Macon Bibb running outside of Macon Bibb to select a superintendent when we have so much talent right here in Macon Bibb.
So, for the people that are listening that don't know, how is the superintendent actually chosen? So could it be said that there were no qualified people when they chose Dalaman? No. There were no qualified people when they chose Jones? I'm just I'm just asking. You tell the people how and how the superintendent is actually chosen.
And perhaps somebody will call in and tell me. from my understanding, our elected officials at the school board
The Board of Education.
go through some sort of search, and
Mhm.
sometimes they were hiring an external search committee, which is useless because, as far as I was concerned, when they did the external search on Delamont, a Google search,
Mhm.
just a mere Google and put his name in, gave a laundry list of reasons why we shouldn't have never hired him. Now, I'm not saying it was because he was a black man, because I'm blacker than black. But I'm just simply saying he was an unethical man, and it was there. So I just feel like at this point, we should do a search. But we keep, every time I look around, we start with people, as far as we lose people, we lose good people here in Macon, simply because we don't even offer a pathway for the ones who are going to school, you know what I'm saying, preparing themselves so that they can, take on leadership positions,
Mhm. Mhm.
we won't even give them an opportunity. And we do have some really, or have had some really good people who are now superintendents of other school districts. And guess what? They're
What?
doing well.
Mhm.
But they were right here in Macon, but we couldn't hire them because
Mhm.
we had to go outside. We had to go for the shiny object.
Mhm.
They had to do all of that. All somebody got to do is dangle a statistic in front of them.
Mhm.
That's all they got to do. Show them some type of dog and pony show, and darn if we just don't jump on it. And I'm very upset about that, because at some point, we say this, what we're, and this is the truth. You know this for yourself. Houston County got real good schools.
I would agree.
Houston County. They school district. You need to buy a house down there. All this kind of thing. I got that. However, Houston County, you know what they do when they need to select them a superintendent? They go right inside and get one.
Mhm.
They hire somebody who know Houston County. They don't go out there and bring somebody in that's got to learn.
So why do you think that Bibb does that? Why do you think they go out? I mean, why do you think that is? Why do you think they hire outside of the county?
Because we foolish.
Mm.
Point blank. It seems to me that we will fall for just about anything rather than dealing with the facts. First of all, and I want my listeners to chime in on this. Macon is a unique area.
What's so unique about it?
What's so unique about it? I grew up here.
Oh,
You need to know, you need to
well, you
understand.
partial to it because you grew up here.
That's right. I really am. What I say about that is, we need to understand. We need to understand the culture. For example, if you go up to somebody who is let's say they're a superintendent, they from Macon, and you say something about Bellevue, they know what Bellevue is.
Mm-hmm.
They know what East Macon is. They
Mhm.
know what Pleasant Hill is. They know what Sub South is. They know that. They understand the social economic group here. They
Mhm.
probably, a lot of them know your mama or your aunt or something like that. It's good to know people. But when you bring in outside people, when you
Mhm.
bring them in from outside, it's a learning curve. It's a learning. I'm talking about with education, Emily. I'm talking about
Yeah.
straight education, because I have seen it.
But don't you think that sometimes that's the problem when you hire somebody that is so familiar, that's so quote unquote well known, that it actually makes the job harder, because now it's like, I know you. Come on now, you can do this favor for me. Come on now, you can do this, or you can sign this into play or order, whatever the case may be. Do you think that it can sometimes be difficult when they hire within, or hire somebody that's well beloved or well known, in the community? Sometimes it's easier to bring somebody outside because somebody on the outside has a different, more unique perspective.
But
I'm just asking.
I'm just telling you, that's why we're in the position we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to take and refurbish and bring back those funds that we lost, up there running after a shiny object.
Mm-hmm.
I'm simply saying that, yes, a person could. But now I'm going to ask you, Emily,
Mm-hmm.
hasn't it taken, don't you think the Macon clientele is different? And in
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's my point.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you know us, and you've been around us. I mean, I'm not saying that we're not good people, but I'm just saying that it just helps. There is a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
There's a learning curve that occurs when you don't know or understand the community. You know, there's always that lady that's out there on in the community that fed the children, that made sure certain things. You could go to that lady and she would know, who to talk to, and how to get to the family and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
When a person is local, they know those contacts. Now, you know what? Y'all know I didn't wear my glasses today.
Okay, I'll read for you. Mr. Reginald said that I think earlier you asked the question. He said because they don't want to give the locals a chance. I said, why don't they hire within? He said because they don't want to give the locals a chance, and if they hire locally, the person needs to be strong. That's what Reggie said. Ms. Glenise said, "You are right. We should hire from within. My uncle and grandfather were superintendents from the county that they were raised in. We are from Virginia. They did a great job as superintendents, and they both were well known to the community." Okay.
And that's my point. That's where I'm going with it. We need to make sure that we reach out to our school board. They're going to be making a selection. I understand they're going to have the finalists or something up there on Thursday. At the Thursday school board meeting, you need to make sure that you go. Now, you said something about being strong. Yeah, we need to have somebody strong.
Well, I've heard some names being thrown around in the community. And again, guys, this is my disclaimer. I am not partial to one person or the other. I'm not from here. I do live here currently, but so I think whoever is the best person for the job should win. But it's a couple of names that's been, thrown around here. One in particular, I think Julia Danley. And I've heard nothing but good things about her. I heard, and what made me think of it is Reggie said somebody strong, and I heard that she has a really strong personality. She's a good disciplinarian. She is really good on making the children take personal accountability and responsibility. So I've heard personally nothing but good things about her. I don't know her on a personal level, but everything business-wise I've heard about her has always been well, especially when it comes to the children. So,
well, I know her. I think she's a beautiful person. I think she is a beautiful person. She is a strong person. I'm a Dr. Tansy Kilcrease.
You said Tansy?
Tansy Kilcrease.
Okay.
She's a part of Dr. Jones' leadership team.
Okay,
already.
So she's here in Macon.
She's
already.
here in Macon already. She was she's a transplant into Macon. Has been a principal at Southwest for years. And, and part of Dr. Jones' leadership team that he put in place as a succession plan. That was a smart move on his part, so that we can have continuity. So the other two, it was three of them in it, I understand, but the other two have already left and become superintendents. But now I think that she's awesome. And she's prepared and she's ready to move right on in there. And from what I understand about her, she always has a smile, but she's tough.
Okay.
Now, if she was if she was at South, she did a good job. Julia Danley did a good job.
Julia Danley would be great. She did wonders with West Side. Okay, so she was at West Side.
What do you think about Tansy Kilcrease?
Oh, you said she was at what school?
Southwest.
She was at Southwest. Okay. Who's at Southwest now? It's a guy there now.
Bernard. His wife is a juvenile judge.
Oh, that's right.
Bernard Young.
Bernard Young. Okay, I didn't know that he was the principal there. I know his wife. She stops in my store.
But
okay, cool.
So I'm a big Tansy fan. I think that she's awesome, and she is. Every time I see her, she has a smile, but she's professional and she's just good. And I'm going to say this: we have good candidates right here locally. So why we got to go outside to get anybody? And see, that's why the people leave. We need somebody that the community trusts.
So who are they looking at? Do we know? Have they even made it known who they're looking at right now? Because they have to have somebody in place when the school year starts in August or now.
And I think he's leaving in June.
Okay.
And I just like her simply because she already knows she can hit the ground running, but so can Julia.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to make sure that we have somebody that the people trust, that'll
Mm-hmm.
hit the ground running. You know, yeah, you're right, Reginald. He says the same thing. She is
Okay.
Kilcrease. She is.
Okay.
She is good. Um, she's a great leader where her mother tends her church. See, I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
see, you need to have somebody that's a superintendent. You see what he said? Go to attend the church with my mama.
Mm-hmm.
People know her when she go to the grocery store. Just go for Julia Daniel too. Um, folk know their name. You know, we've
Mm-hmm.
had people come here, they don't even live here. All they do is come here and eat lunch and leave. All they do, come here and eat lunch. They don't even have a house here. They don't have a need. They don't want to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
We need to stop. We need to cut that mess out. If they haven't lived here,
Mm-hmm.
not a part of the community, don't want to be a part of the community, then they shouldn't be a part of getting our check.
Well, you know what? I will say this. Since I've lived here, I've been here 16 years or so. And I have noticed just on the business side, I've noticed that
Mhm.
Macon does not support Macon. A
That's
lot of
right.
my even as far as like my online sales, people that come in the store,
Mhm.
these people are from Atlanta, from actually all over. And so I've noticed that over the years, I'm like, wow, I wonder why that is, that the city doesn't support their own. So I can
Mhm.
definitely attest to that when definitely when it comes down to business, that Macon it's really hard. And um even when we talk about my store here, eh, I think I can count on maybe one hand the amount of people that have come into the store that actually heard about it here on the radio station, or so on and so forth. So I do think as a community we have an issue with supporting, whether it's
That's
businesses, the board
right.
of
That's right.
education. We have an issue with supporting our own. We love to run to Atlanta. We think
Say it
everything
again.
in Atlanta is so much
Oh,
better.
listen. Oh,
Maybe I have an issue, but see, I
mhm,
lived in Atlanta for years,
mhm,
and I'm
mhm,
from a big city. I'm from Dallas,
mhm,
Texas. So
mhm.
the big city doesn't, I'm not with the flashy, like I lived it my entire life. So
Mhm.
Macon is more, laid back and cool and calm. But I mean, they think if it comes from Atlanta, that is better. Um, and I don't get it. I'm like, but we have so many talented
We have
people
so
here,
many talented people right here
and
in
I
Macon.
don't get it.
And
I
and
promise you, I don't
you
understand.
know, you don't understand it. I don't understand it. We'll run all the way down to Houston County School. We'll go down there and buy an overpriced house. Excuse me, my listeners down there. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all, they'll go and buy an overpriced house in Houston County so they can take and put the children down there in school. And
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing I'm asking our school board to do
Mm-hmm.
is to do it the Houston County way.
Mm-hmm.
Hire somebody from
From
within.
within, yeah.
You know, you've got all these teachers and other leaders, principals who have gone to school and to better themselves and become a part of leadership, only to
Mm-hmm.
stay right there where they are. Because whenever a opportunity presents itself, what do? We run right on outside and we
Mm-hmm.
chase the newest theory
Oh
or
gosh,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm serious. So
Yeah.
I
We're
bet you.
definitely making us skirt chasers.
Yeah, when I ran for school board, I was surprised at how many different programs that we brought in here. Well, first of all, I ain't being ugly, but a lot of our children are just not there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm raising, and for those that are listening, I'm raising my granddaughter, 7 years old. I've mentioned this before. My grandbaby goes out to Martin Luther King, and I love that school, and I love what they're doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
They have an awesome principal. She need to have a pathway to leadership if that's what she wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But if you always running outside of the school system, outside of Macon, looking
Mm-hmm.
for something else, looking for that object, that thing, that one thing you think is just going to be the be all cure all to help our children, when in fact we need to have a systematic approach to it, because sometimes the children are just not coming to school prepared.
Mm-hmm. Well, my I got a really really close friend of mine, and we argue, but so I'm sure she ain't gonna mind me saying this, but we go back and forth about this all the time. And she was one that purchased a home in Houston County because she said, she absolutely did not want her child going to school in Bibb County. And I said, well, you know what? I and funny enough, I'm not from here, but I took real offense to that. I was like, okay, I live here now. I said, listen, my son attended school here in Bibb County. He graduated, and for those that don't know, most people know, but my son was autistic, and he managed to stay in Bibb County. He never left a grade behind or anything of that matter. He graduated on time. He went off to college. He'll actually be graduating college here shortly. Um, but I said that to say this. I fuss at her all the time. I was like, Houston County is not going to be any better than
That's
Bibb
right.
County. It all depends on the parent participation and
Mhm,
how you
mhm.
support your child. I said, because remember, it could be the lowest school in the district or the lowest school in the state, but there's always a valedictorian.
That's
So
right.
you
That's
can't,
right.
say that Houston County is necessarily better or Fulton County is better. It's all about what you pour into your child. And I think we should stop blaming the superintendent, stop blaming the teachers, and take it back to where it all starts, and which is at home.
And I agree with you. And I also feel like when you have a superintendent who live here, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when they live here and they have an attachment to here and they love Macon. You know what? I love Macon.
Mm-hmm.
I was born here. I want to be buried here. I love Macon. Ain't nothing about Macon I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some weak parts. I know we have some things that are going on, but unless we start embracing Macon, that's how we pull
Mm-hmm.
it up. And that's one reason why I say get somebody
Mm-hmm.
who know Macon well, who have lived here, who understand. We need somebody gonna be able to hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Reggie. Reggie said Jimmy has done wonders. I remember him from working with Miss Bird. Thank you so much, Reggie.
Yeah.
And Glenise said, my son is an honor graduate at Northeast High School, and now he attends Kennesaw State University. So we do have, I think this is such a loaded question. We could talk, for hours and hours about this, but I honestly do feel strongly that they should, if we have qualified people within our system, I think we should definitely look right here in-house. I would think that the transition would be a lot easier. Moving forward, it would be a lot easier if we already have someone that's in-house.
And
Like
that,
you said, Miss, is it Kilchrist?
Kilchrist.
Kilchrist. And she's already at the board. She
She's
works.
already there.
Okay.
She's already there. She's a part of Dr. Jones' leadership team.
Okay.
She is awesome. Tansy. I may mess up her last name, but I won't mess up her first name.
So is she like assistant superintendent or something?
She's a part of
his
that
direct team. Okay.
Where what he was tasked with.
Mm-hmm.
He was tasked with putting. I'm talking about Dr. Jones putting together a succession team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that if something happened to him, if I die,
mm-hmm.
Who's gonna take over if I die?
Mm-hmm.
And he put that together. And the other, I think it was 3 on that. Like I said, the other 2 have already left and become superintendents. She's the only one left, Tansy Kilchrist.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I agree with you. Said Dr. Julie Danley. She
said has a proven, Dr. Julia Danley has a proven track record of improving our school. See, that's what I've heard. That's why I thought she may be a good candidate. Again, guys, I'm not endorsing anybody. I don't know her on a personal level. I'm just saying everything I've heard about her, that was the one thing that I heard is she can go into a school and improve a school like that. Like she has that skill set. So I thought maybe that would be a good situation for Bibb. But is that what Bibb needs? I mean,
I think that Bibb needs to have somebody who can go in and do the school, but I'm not so sure on that level. Because because a lot of times we think that we can cause change, but then it just depends on what level you are in the hierarchy as to how you can do it. See that we're having this conversation about awesome people who are right here in Macon. Okay. Awesome people in Macon. We're not talking about bringing anybody in. We're talking about having somebody right here.
But then, we also have to ask this. We're speculating, we're giving our opinion, but then we have to ask ourselves, does Dr. Julia Danley want that responsibility of being a superintendent? Or Dr. Kilchrist. I'm saying it right.
You're saying it right.
Dr. Kilchrist, if she wants that responsibility. So it could be possible that they're hiring outside. Maybe they can't find anybody locally that actually wants that responsibility. We may have qualified people that just don't want the job, you know?
And they may not want it, but you know what? Let them be the one to say they don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And let us not be the ones, on the school board, because someone said on there, the school board has been weak. I don't know what our problem was. We look like, to me, we go out to get the worst thing we can find.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Get the worst thing rather than getting someone to prove it. We need people that we can trust.
And I'm still trying to figure out what that parent welcome center was about. Didn't he spend like $4 million on that building?
I'm trying to tell you.
And they don't even use it anymore.
They don't even, because it was just something, him and his little cronies, they came down from the north. You know how they do, Johnny, when they come down from the north.
That was that Delamon time?
Yeah, that was Delamon.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do it. She said both of us. She said both
ladies are great candidates.
They are great candidates. Okay. And that's what we need to have, though. That's why I'm saying I want to have that conversation. I want to put the school board on notice. I hope everybody's listening. Go.
Okay, he said, Todd Hunt said, Dr. Danley took West Side from 40% graduation to 70% in about 6 years.
Right.
She turned the alternative school into an amazing learning center. She applied for the job and can be so he's saying, Todd, are you saying she applied for the position of superintendent? If you can respond and answer that. Did Dr. Danley apply for the job of superintendent? So, okay.
But numbers is one thing, okay? All I can say with that is the thing about that we have with Dr. Kilchrist is the fact that she's riding on those numbers from Dr. Jones.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to continue a legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
We need right now a continuation of what we've already started. Everybody may not like Dr. Jones out there. There's some folk out there that don't like him. I know that. Yeah, everybody ain't gonna like you.
Mm-hmm.
But
when Jimmy was in Bibb County, I did not care for him. I didn't have anything against him on a personal level. I did not care for him. I felt personally he was very impersonable. Like he wasn't very approachable. So I have mixed feelings about him anyway. A lot of things went down while he was the superintendent that I didn't agree with here in Bibb County because Jimmy graduated from Central. So there was a lot of things that I had to constantly go to the board multiple times when Jimmy was in high school and talk to them about several things. And I was like, I just don't understand. If I've already come to your office, once or twice, why do I have to keep coming every year, about the same thing? So yeah, I'm not going to say I'm glad to see him go, but I would be interested in having some new blood in there, some new ideas, even though I don't have any kids in the school system right now. I think that, you guys should definitely stand up and fight for what you guys want. I mean, they managed to get Delamon out of there. I'm like, if y'all can get somebody out, it shouldn't be that hard to get somebody in.
And I just want to see, and I'm a Tansy supporter.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that she's an awesome person. She's been here. She knows the community, knows, I see the statistics and we know that she's not in the classroom right now. She's with Dr. Jones, and what are statistics that's following Dr. Jones? A lot of times with a test, I don't know, I'm one of these kind of people that I don't really go a lot on statistics. I don't go a whole lot on tests. Sometimes I go on my, on trust and whether or not she can do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe she can do a good job, and I believe that she can make decisions, and she's a strong decision. Both of those ladies are strong decision makers.
Okay, Yana Banks said Dr. Danley isn't afraid to go to the community and save our children. And Todd Hunt said Tansy Kilchrist is a sweet lady and a good leader also. I think Dr. Danley is best qualified for changing our school system. Well, that's a fair fight. That's a fair assessment. Point. Yeah.
And I'm just glad that we're having the conversation today and we're putting it out there, and our board members should be listening. They should be listening and taking into account what the community wants. The community wants somebody, and I'm just a member of it, but I'm also a grandma raising a grandchild and have 2 grandchildren in the system after dealing with COVID. Whoever steps into this position have got to step into some shoes.
Yeah, because the children are from what I've been told, the children are far behind. Those 2 years of virtual learning and back and forth from the classroom and then not in the classroom, it has really caused the children to fall behind. So whoever does step into that position, I think they have a good fight ahead of them. They have a challenge ahead of them to try to get our children and get the students back on track. Todd Hunt said again, thank y'all for having this discussion. Appreciate y'all. And Andrea, hey Andrea, she said what the community wants should be what the community gets. See, I'm with Andrea. I agree with it. I think, I really feel like and it's weird, but I'm going to say it. I think the community should vote. I think they should decide who they want to lead their children.
And I agree. And I think we need to hold our elected officials accountable. We need to stop with this, put them in office, and then we go to the usual messiahs in the community and we let them talk. Now, you know who I haven't heard from?
Who?
I haven't heard from Reverend Chicken Wing, Poke Chop, and everything else. Now, they was out there tearing up shoes. When the pimp preacher was over there, they were tearing up shoes when pimp preacher was over there at the Tubman. Oh, they just tearing up things, running around. And when Delamon was out there, y'all may not like me, stealing that money, him and his little cronies, they was out there just tearing up shoes and stuff out there. Now it's time to select a new superintendent, and they ain't said a word. They hadn't said not one word, hadn't heard a peep from them. And this is when you need to be talking. You need to be an advocate. Instead of when, people have promised you, when they didn't promise them grant money and stuff like that to build homeless shelters and stuff for the children and stuff. When they thought they was going to get some money, they was all like, amen. Hey.
You know what? You so messy. Oh, you so messy. Lord have mercy.
I ain't telling no story.
Lord, Andrea, come get your girl, please.
It's the truth. And right now we need, what I just heard is we have 2 strong women, 2 women candidates. We don't agree on which ones. Dr. Danley is a spiritual woman. I know her. She's a praying woman. I know Dr. Kilchrist, just as nice as she can be, but strong. And was able, and she the graduation rate is what now? What, like 80% is up? And then you got people saying, well, you know what? Now I won't say the community leader that said, he said, we got all these test scores and things showing the children reading above this and that and the other and things like that. My grandbaby can read like on the 4th grade level, bless her heart, but she write like she about in kindergarten. So I'm just saying, these are things, I like test scores. I like all of those things, but I also am more into, do I know you when I go to the grocery store? Like I said, do I know you when you in the street? Because some of the people, I'm telling you, they just come here and you don't even know. You wouldn't know them.
But I mean, I get it. I think the most qualified person should be the one that holds that particular office or that holds that title, because just because I know you, there's a connection there with the community, but it even goes back to our elected officials. I think we had a show on that maybe a month and a half ago. And, these people live right here with us. Every day we see them at the grocery store, we speak. And, I'm going to just say the east side of Macon still toe up.
Well,
and the south side is they still shooting and bang them up and all of that's going on. So,
by the way, and I'm going to go back to my point. That's exactly why you need to have someone local who know what's going on. Some of them children go to school dodging bullets. Oh, Andrea said the 3rd grade reading level has
risen, and that's what determines how many jails will be needed. So she said the 3rd grade reading level has risen, and that's what determines how many jails will be needed. And I think what she's referring to, because I think I heard this, like third grade, they're like 8 or 9. They said if children cannot read by the age of 8 or 9,
Mhm.
then they're I think is it maybe 70-80% more likely to be in prison or something like
Right.
that. And correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea. I think that's what
And
I read.
what I'm saying is that our third grade reading levels are up.
Mhm.
They've increased. So that's what I'm saying. You may not like everything about him as far as the way he's not the most personal person, but he's a good person, and he's on an upward trajectory. His leadership team, which Dr. Kilchrist is a part of, is awesome.
Mhm.
And so all I'm saying is there is an opportunity for continuation of a legacy that's already started.
Mhm.
And we have people here who care, who are advocates for the children.
Mhm.
You don't need to go outside of our area just to get a good education for our children.
Mhm.
And you're right, West Macon is hell. I can't say that, Reginald, on the radio.
Well, actually, you can. That word you can say.
Well, I did say hell.
Yeah.
But he said, and the councilman does what?
Said does what's making is hell, and the councilman doesn't do anything.
Oh,
and Miss Glenise said East Side don't get no love, that's what I said. The East Side, I'm telling you guys. I think I have a good objective opinion. When I moved to Macon, I moved to the East Side, so I didn't know anything about Macon. And I've lived on the East Side of Macon the entire time I've lived here, and I can tell you 100% without a shadow of a doubt, nothing has happened to the East Side of Macon, which is the strangest thing to me because I see construction, I see stuff going on everywhere, all over, but nothing ever gets put on the East Side. And there's nothing. I even said it. There's no reason if you live over there, there's no reason for you to even be on the East Side of town because there's nothing over there.
Well, you know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you. The only place that there's something is out north.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, because what side do I live on? I don't know. Am I?
That's because that's by West Side High School. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that's west. That's considered Southwest Macon.
I don't know out there. I don't know out there.
You guys let us know what she lives over there by West Side High School. So down, what is that little?
Tosafki out in that area.
Yeah, in that area. What side of town is that considered?
My point is, ain't nothing going on out there. We just got a Publix. Get out of here. We just got a grocery store.
But that area is picking up, and that's a nice area.
But now let me just say, it's because, and everybody ain't gonna like this, and it's okay. You ain't got to like it. We've got now look like the money going in different areas of Macon. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the amphitheater and things like that. Mm-hmm. We just got a little bit. Everything ain't going on out north. And all I'm saying to you,
that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying it again. We need to make sure you need to hold your officials, your elected officials accountable. Light some fire on them. Write them letters. Blow up the switchboard.
Now, if I'm correct, or correct me if I'm wrong, rather, isn't the superintendent an elected position or no?
The school board selects them.
So they're selected.
Right. And so we've got some good people on the school board. We've got, I believe it's the president this year, Daryl Morton. And I know it's Lisa Garrett, Juan.
What's his? The mayor's not on there anymore, right? He has to step down because he's the mayor.
Okay. But Jawan Jackson, and Jawan is a very powerful young man. I can't think of the names of the people. Let me see. Can I call them out? Because that's what I like to do. I like to call folk.
You sure do, because you messy. That's why.
What?
Because you messy. That's why you like to call folks out.
I sure am. Every chance I get, I like to call them out. I sure do.
Somebody gonna throw tomatoes at your car.
Okay, here we go. Dr. Thelma Dillard, Dr. Lisa Garrett, Christy Hamlin, James Freeman, Jawan Jackson, Daryl Morton, Mertis Johnson, and Sandra Woodford. Those are the people that's on the board.
That's right. And Mertis just got last year, right? She just got on the board.
That's
last
right.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she took whose place did she take?
I'm not real sure.
Cause what's the name retired? From the East Side, the one you ran against.
Oh, the one who beat me.
Yeah,
told me up, didn't she? Ella Carter.
Yes, Miss Carter. Did she retire though? Last year before last, couple of
Right.
years.
And you've got now these are educators on this board. So this may really work out well because Dr. Dillard is an educator. Lisa Garrett, I think Dr. Garrett taught special ed. Y'all help me if that's true. I don't know what I think Christy Hamlin work at the bank. James Freeman is a lawyer. Jawan has Jawan Jackson, I think, worked with the AFAs, and they're helping people to get into college and things like that. And I think Dr. Woodford is in education. So we've got a good board, I think, that's going to make sure that they bring someone in who have the best interest of the children at heart. We've got to have somebody who care about these kids. And not so much as, and I know it's politicking. Now, I'm not foolish enough to think that is not political, because it is. And you've got to be able to work with all people. And my hope and prayer is that, like I said, that it's somebody who can get along with people, because you got to be able to get along with your board members. You got to be able to do it. And it's very, very difficult. To have everybody on the same page, and then work with people in the community and bring them on to the same page. I just feel some kind of way when I look out here at these children, because majority of these children attend public schools are Black like me. And some of the things that occur in the school, my mouth still dragged the ground. Certain business deals that went on, and folks said things like, well, they've been doing it to us for years. It's about time we got some of the money. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't saying no name. I'm just saying that, the things that have occurred with our children that look like us, we ought to be more vigilant about making sure that we have people in place to look out for our babies. That's just what I think. I want to make sure, again, that we hold people accountable. Call your school board representative. Tell them you want them to hire someone local. If you're not able to go to the meeting on Thursday night, which I wish you would, because if I'm not mistaken, they're going to announce the finalists. Maybe I need to be there, Emily.
Oh, God, please.
Maybe I need to be tweeting or something like that.
No, Brenda, we need to save the world from your brain and tweets. No. If you do, you need to sit in the back, and you need to have a hijab on and some sunglasses so nobody knows who you are. Okay, you will not start no mess and bring it back to this radio show.
Why I can't do that? I need to be doing it.
Well, I mean, you have a granddaughter that's in Bibb County, so I do think you should definitely be there. But you be there. We gonna put duct tape over your mouth. You know what?
I always give a shout out to the East Side over there and Martin Luther King Elementary School.
Woo woo!
I'm trying to tell you.
That's where Jimmy went when it was King Danforth. And I think they changed the name to just King.
Just King. And she is that principal out there. I see her outside directing cars. Okay. I see her outside doing that.
Reggie said, no, ma'am.
Reggie, I'm going. Reggie, I'm going. And Mr. Henry can't stop me. Mr. Henry ain't talking to me today because he eats a chicken sandwich.
You're going to leave Henry alone. Listen, I did want to point this. Am I saying this correctly? Does the superintendent, don't they choose the principals for each school?
I do so.
Okay, so one of the issues I had, I know when Jimmy. You said we have a phone call?
Hello there.
Hey.
How are you, ladies?
We're fine.
Yeah, no. I think it's a very good job that you ladies are doing today and bringing this information to the forefront. We should be concerned as citizens. Who's going to be our next superintendent? And I agree with you. It should be someone from this area that can identify with the culture of this city.
But you know what?
Thank you so much, Colin.
Hey, Deacon, wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you think that Macon has a unique culture?
Yeah, I think that Macon is, like much of the country, as far as our school kids go, I think that, has there been, let me check first. Have there been any chauvinistic statements today so far?
Absolutely not.
Okay, then you're overdue. So what I so I mean, it's not chauvinistic, but that's what you all are gonna call it. But a lot of our problem in our school system comes from the fact that there are no men in so many of these homes, and so it still goes back to that. And until we get some male presence, I'm not saying, and don't tell anybody I said that women can't do the job. That's not what I said. I just think that we need balance. That needs to be the influence of the male and the female with our children, especially in their formative years.
I would agree.
I
I
agree.
agree.
It has a lot to do.
And by the way, Bernard Young is over at Southwest. So yes, they will select.
How many male? If those of you all that are listening, that are tuning in live, how many male principals do we have in Bibb? How many male principals do we have in Bibb County? Because other than Mr. Bernard Young, I don't know of any other.
I don't know.
All of them I know of, but what I started out saying when I was talking about principals and the superintendent, when Jimmy was at Dean, he actually had three different principals. And at the time, it was a primary school. You know, primary only goes to second grade. Jimmy had three while he was at Deacon.
Okay, ladies, I gotta go. Somebody else might try to call. Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. But you know what, though? I think that's been one of the issues here, even now with COVID, that some of the teachers have not come back with that. But then, too, now I got in trouble when I said this when I was running for office,
Okay. Is it better now, Miss Glenise?
All right.
She said our voice was echoing on both ends.
Okay, you know what? Let me just they called Johnny had a phone on because he be trying to listen to a set with it. You know how you do. Y'all know Johnny.
So messy.
I've been trying to be, but I lost my train of thought. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just really
you lost your train of thought because you was finna say something messy and petty.
Of course, I'm messy and petty. Why you? What other way to be? You act like it's somewhere I'm supposed to be different. No, I ain't supposed to be different. I'm supposed to be exactly like I am. That's why that's why I want to do this show today, to make sure that the community understand, and especially the school board members up in there. And I done called y'all out by name.
I.e., you did this show so you could be messy.
That's right.
Okay.
Because I want our listeners out there to understand that we need to make sure that our babies' interests come first. And all of this other stuff and, throwing up nickels and dimes and stuff and coming up here. And like I said, sitting in your office and all you do is eat lunch. And when you finish, you get in your car and go home. And the home is not in Macon Bibb. In fact, I'm going to say this. I'm probably get in trouble for this.
Well, but we'll stop for you. Say it. Stop for you.
I ain't gonna stop for us. Say it. I ain't gonna stop. Oh, if you work in Macon Bibb, you ought to live in Macon Bibb. If you work for Macon Bibb government, you ought to live within the city. Why taxpayer?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Why taxpayer paying you money for you to go some other place and pay tax? I said it.
No, that does make sense. If you hold, I thought, is that for the mayor? I thought that certain positions you do have to reside within the city, or is that just for the councilmen and commissioners?
I don't know, but I know, like, I live in Macon, and my point to you is that it makes, when I'm in my office doing the mediation and the county work, and things like that, it helps when someone come in my office and they'll say, well, they'll give me their address. I say, oh, you from the east side, or you from the west side, or you from Bellevue, or whatever. Like, oh, do you know such and such and such? It is establishes a rapport with them, and then we can have some trust going on. They can believe in me. But if you don't know, I mean, Emily, it's just, I'm not saying you can't learn, but how do you establish rapport when you don't even have a connection to the place where you work?
I agree.
And all you do is come here to get a check.
So was this show just a ruse for us to vote you into as a superintendent, Brenda?
No.
You want to be superintendent of Bibb County?
No, but I want to run for office.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I don't know what office I'm going to run
County,
for.
I'm praying right now. You and me, us never part. I can't, Lord Jesus. Brenda Sutton-Williams holding public office in Bibb County.
They ain't gonna let me hold no office.
No, because
they know I'm out of control.
Yeah, your mouth.
And you know why? Because I ain't gonna tell no lies to the people. I'm just not gonna do it. If I got to tell a lie to the people just because, then I just won't do it. That's what it is. And so when I say something,
you're definitely not a good politician.
No, I ain't no good politician because I tell the truth. I ain't gonna get along. I ain't doing all that. I'm not gonna do it. I just want to make sure that we do what's right. And then too, I don't want to live a life of regret.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, listeners? When you sit back and do nothing, just like I went off on one particular person, I ain't gonna call his name because he got children and stuff, but y'all know who I'm talking about. When it came time to run for commission, I spoke out because I don't live my life like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
you spoke out. Go on, speak out. Messy boots. Messy boots.
I ain't gonna speak out today.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that I make sure that I get my opinion out there. And I'm so glad that I have listeners who understand me, and at least to the point to say, well, she crazy. She gonna speak her mind. What little I got left.
Mm-hmm.
What little I got. But when it comes to school board, we have just wasted so much of taxpayers' money on nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go and hire somebody on the outside. He'll go and bring his outside team in who don't know anything about the children. And then all the good people that are sitting here, they see, you know what they got to do, Emily?
What?
They either got to leave or show them how to do their job.
Mm.
Now, you know, I could start saying some of them words on that one right there, but I can't do it because I'm on a Christian.
You mad? Ain't you big
yeah,
mad?
They
got you fired up.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it upsets me.
I'll go make you a poster. I got some crayons from my god baby. Brenda Sutton for superintendent, Bibb County.
No.
I'm just going to stand outside the Board of Education with my sign.
Oh, don't put me out there. I don't have a degree in education.
Brenda Williams.
I don't have a degree in education. I'm simply saying that, you know, I live my life so that when I say something, at least I'm honest. You know, we cannot change the family structure near few, but we can change the leaders that understand. You know, I agree with you.
We cannot change. Todd Hunt says we cannot change the family structure in the near future, but we can change to leaders that understand where our school system is and how to change it. Many of the old guard don't understand that many of our schools are failing but can be changed. This job pays incredibly well and many want it. And Glenise says, yes, you're a mind-speaking individual, Miss Brenda. So Todd has a good point. I mean, a lot of people run after it because of the money. It does pay well into the six figures. And yeah, I think, you know, that's a great responsibility.
But you know what? But you know what, though, Todd? I got you. But it ain't just the people here locally that run for them. It's all them folk that's from all over coming up in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather pay the people local. If we select somebody locally and they mess up, so what?
Mm-hmm.
We gave them
it won't be the first time.
It won't be the first time. And it won't be the last time.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right, guys. So that's it. We're out of time for today. We love you guys so much. Thank you all for listening in. Thank you for commenting. You guys, make sure you're there on Thursday. Make sure you go and support whatever's going on for the finalists that they've chosen.
Vote local.
And if y'all see Brenda Sutton-Williams there, please make sure y'all put a muzzle on her. Okay.
I'm gonna be running my mouth. I'm gonna be popping I'm gonna be sucking my teeth like that.
Oh my God! Make sure she sits in the back.
I ain't sitting in the back.
I'm sure you won't. But if y'all can get there before she does, I think everything will be fine. Everything will, work out
Tansy.
Good. But oh Lord. Okay. Well, whoever she is, hopefully her or somebody locally that deserves it will get the position. We love you guys. We will talk to you next Monday. Mwah! Love you.
Peace.
You've been listening to All of a Sudden. Join them every Monday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. All of a Sudden with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry.